house like a box? Do we see it like a box filled with mustard seed? Okay. So Ramon want to say that it could go like Rabbi Yehuda. It doesn't have to go like Rabbi Shimon. And because over here he started in the zeros, it started. Yeah. Yeah. So the Gemara said over here, holding over here. We'll start from 2 dots. Tanu Rabbanan. Harin Nozer Kol Yemei Chayoy. Say 2 dots. Person says, I should be a Nozer all the days of my life. Hareini Nozer Olam. I should be a Nozer Olam. Hareza Nozer Olam. He's a Nozer Olam. He's a Nozer, meaning that means every 30 days he could cut his hair. If he cuts his hair, like Avshalom. What about if he says, Afilu Mea Shona, Afilu Eluf Shona? He says, I should be a Nozer for 100 years, 1,000 years. Ain't a Nozer Olam. That is not a Nozer Olam. El Nozer Olam. They speak of the length of time. One, he says, I should be one entity of Nozer. That's called not a Nozer for the rest of my life. I should be in a state of forever Nozer. But he says 100 years. It's like 100 days, 100 years, 1,000 years. It's just a question of length of time. That's not a Nozer Olam. That's a Nozer Le'olam. He's a Nozer forever. A Nozer forever is not permitted to cut his hair. Okay? Tanu Rabbanan. Hareini Nozer v'achas. He says, I want to be a Nozir and 1. What does that mean? Nozir plus 1. What does that mean? 2. That's Monishtayim. Then he says, v'od. He says, Hareini Nozir v'achas v'od. And in addition. What does addition mean? That's what? Monisholish. That's 3. Then he says, v'shuv. Then he says, and again. Shuv means, and will return again. Mona arba. You have 4. Someone says, Pshit, that's understood. If you want to tell me that what echod means in addition, v'od means in addition, v'shuv, so again, shuv means again. So what's the chiddush that it's 4? So if I already 3, it's 4. Maldu say shuv kikulu. I'd say maybe repeat. Shuv means repeat. Go back. That means, so until now, how many have I been? 3. So maybe now when he says shuv, I want to accept an additional 3, which is 6 altogether. Kamashma, no. V'shuv means an addition to that. So it's only 4. It's 4, not 6. Tanu Rabbanan Hareini Nozir. First says Hareini Nozir. Sumchos Omer. Let's say he says Hain. In Greek, Hain means 1. Achas, Digun. 2. Shtayim, Trigun. That's like a triangle. Right? That's 3. Tetragon. Arba. Puntagon. Oh, he's getting a little excited. Chomish. Very good. I mean, you have to say what the chiddush is. I mean, if you can make a netter in any language. Factually, this is Greek. So a person says, I want to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said in English, is it a chiddush? It's 5. So what's sumcha say? If you say it in Greek, you're a Nazir. Well, why not? Nazir doesn't have to be said in Hebrew. I mean, what's the chiddush? I mean, they don't say, over here he says, okay? Talking about a bias ogul. Now, the Torah says that if you find a discoloration on the walls of a house in Eretz Yisrael, what are they? It becomes leprous. Now, how many walls does the house have to have? It has to have minimally 4 walls. Let's say you have a circular house. It has no walls. It's one continuous wall. Even if you have all the discolorations, meets all that, it's not pronounced to be a leprous house. Because the Torah says, it says, kiros, it says you have to have 4 walls. There's no 4 walls. It's one continuous wall. What about if it's shaped like a triangle? You have 3 walls. Also, it's not sufficient. Cannot be. So let's see. Bais ogul, digun, 2 walls. Trigun, 3 walls. Puntagon, enamatami, 5 walls. It's not. Tetragon, the tami. If it's 4 walls, yes. My taimo. What's the reason why 4 and not less than 4 and not more than 4? Why? Lamatu Ome, it says Kir Kiros. It says Kir is single 1, Kiros is 2. No, Kir is 1, Kiros is 2. It's plural. So what's the minimum of plural? 2. Lamalu Omer Kir Kiros. Hariken Stein. So it says Kir Kiros. It says Kiros. It says Kiros twice. So Kiros and Kiros is 4. So here Lamato. Let's see what he says over here. In posa nega bikiros habayis. Malu omer vine nega bikiros habayis. Medhavet livichta v'tavayu kir. It could have said kir. It could have said kir. I mean, on how many walls do you see the discoloration? Not on all. On one wall. So once he saw the discoloration on kir. What is it, kiros habayis? The answer is because you have to have 4 walls. It says kiros twice. So kiros is 4. The mash. Alma dalabinon kinmitko belishna krom arain shofel minakir. She says, it says when he looked at the color, it was deeply impressed in the wall. Kir, so it should be 5. He says no. He says that it has to be. That's speaking about what the Kohen had to evaluate the discoloration. But the other kiros twice, that's superfluous. So we count the superfluous kiros to make it to the number. Okay. Hajan Allah kokinu hajan Allah hajan Allah kokinu hajan Allah hajan Allah kokinu hajan Allah. Hareini nozim now to be a nazir. Nazir it's only grape derivative. We had earlier machlokas. Do you have to say do you have to mention all, or even some? We ruled even some, right? You're already a nazir. Like we pass it like the chachomim. What about if he says hareini nozir min hagrogris? I'm a nazir from figs. It doesn't have relevance, right? It's not nazir is not figs. Min advelo, pressed figs. Beishame omrin nazir. Beishame say you're nazir. Okay, so Howard has a problem. How are you nazir? Nazir is only grapes, not figs, and not pressed, not a fig roll.
So it could be the word not a nazir.
Beisilda omrim. There's going to be a third Talmud coming out. I'm not sure before Mashiach or after Mashiach. Okay. He's still working on it. No, because before we said no. If a person would say Hareini Nazir mina yayin, we rule he's a Nazir from everything, right? But yayin is a derivative of grape, right? But fig has no relevance to any of the derivatives of grape, so we have to understand Beishamai. So once Beishamai says he is a Nazir, why is he a Nazir? I mean, the Gemara is going to ask this question. No. He is. A Nazir is permitted to eat figs. Grape, that correct. Or let's say grape skins. With grape seeds. Right? Any of that. He's a Nazir. But over here, the question is that this has no relevance to the species of a Nazir. Yet Bishami says he's a Nazir. Well, we'll see. That the Gemara says 2 things. He's a Nazir, and also he can't eat figs. Both. It's like saying Hareini Nazir and Grogris. Basil Omrim Eino Nazir. Basil says no, it's nothing. It's meaningless. You're not a Nazir and you're permitted in figs. Omer Rabbi Yehuda Afksham Beishamei Do Omru Elo Beomer Harei Olai Korban. Here, Rabbi Yehuda says no. According to Beishamai, when we say he's not permitted to, he's really factually he's arguing. He says he's not a Nazir, but why is he not permitted to eat figs? Because he said Harei Olai Korban. Okay, let's take a look in. He made a netter, separate netter. Let's see Tosas. Hareini Nazir bin Agrogs min Advel Shamrim Nazir Kol Din Naziris Olov. Here, all the laws of a Naziris apply to him. When he did noch even although he said figs. Lo Pirish Miyotzim Gefna Yain, when he gave to explain what Nazir meant, he didn't say a grape derivative. Gemara, the first time of Tosefta Kinu, okay, Shem Nazir, okay. Omer Rav Yehuda, Avsham Rav Sham, the Omer Elo, Bomer Elei Korban, Rav Yehuda, Poli Gatana. Rav Yehuda is coming to argue that Beishamai holds if a person says that he's not a Nazir. He's not a Nazir. However, if he says Harei Korban, then the figs, it's like making a netter not to eat figs. Basil says it's nothing. It's nothing. Alibe de Beishamai, Ukomer Dloya Nazir Lidin Nazirus, Kavan Lo Nodeb Be'ashe Yotzim Gefen Ayayin. How could he be a Nazir? This Rabbi is saying he didn't say it's a great derivative. Elo nodur havi min agrogris. What does the word nodur mean? Netter is from grogris min advelo kilom harei like korban. It's the equivalent saying as if he said it. Vim tomar vo'iu nozir komar echian nozir. The fact he said nozir. He said nozir. So if he said no, what does the word nozir mean? Shloma de nozir loshna frosher. The word nozir means separating. He means I'm separating myself from figs. That's what he's saying. Kilu Omar Harini Porush min Agrogis. The word Porush means separation. Lefrosh, to separate yourself. Hareini Nozman Agros. I'm separating myself from that. Vim Tomar Vabinadorim Vukach Rabbi Yehuda Omar Korban Lo Havi Neder Bikorban Achioma Ki Korban. He has to say kif, like. I want it to be like a korban. This is Rabbi Yehuda. He's a like korban. Yishlom Adhani Milik Shlo Omar Olai Elo Kikor Ze Korban. If you say this kikor should be a korban, the kikor can't be a korban. The bread should be a korban. Because the korban's meat, right? But what if he say the loaf should be like a korban? That's good. But over here, what did he say? He says Olai. I'm taking this upon myself, korban. That is what it's like saying like. Saying olai upon myself is like saying it should be like a korban. Okay? Let's see the Gemara. Hareini nozir min agrogris min advela. Bishame omrim nozir. Bishame says he's a nozir. Ula bishamai. V'amai. And we're asked, how is he a nozir? It says in the pasuk, asher yaser asher. It says in the pasuk, mikol asher yasim min gefen ayayin. Only what's made from the gefen from the vine, right? And this is not that. 1 second. Mikol asher yoseh mi gefen hayayin, and it's not. Omer Rachmana Beishame Sabik Rameir. This Beishame holds like Rameir. The Omer ino the motzi dvar v'levatol. Beishame says when a person speaks, he doesn't speak nonsense. So when he said Hareini Nozer, what did he mean? He meant Hareini Nozer. So that's that he continued. It's like saying two things: Hareini Nozer, and then in addition, the because otherwise, if you hold like Beis Hillel, what does that mean? That means he said nothing. After everything's said and done, what did he say? He said nothing. But if you hold like Rameir says, when a person speaks, he means what he says. But if we're saying he meant, it turns out to be nothing, what did he mean? So we have to try to make sense, give some value to what he said. So what did he say? Hareini Nozir, min advelo. Then dvelo. Beis Hillel Savri, Kareb Yossi, Doma Bigmar Dvar Odom Nitfas. He holds like Rabbi Yossi that you look at the conclusion of his words. The conclusion elucidates the beginning, right? Meaning like this. Over there, the person says, this animal should be Tumuris Ola, Tumuris Shlomim. No, he says it should be the equivalent of a Ola and a Shlomim. Can't be both. It could either be A or B, can't be both. So according to, if you hold like Rameir, it's A and not B. If you hold like Rabbi Yossi, it's both. We say, which means you look at the conclusion, and he's explained what I meant. When I said A, B, I didn't mean first A, then B, because I meant first A, you can't have B, because the animal is already consecrated as an Ola. So you look at the conclusion of his words, and that reveals what his intent was. So what was his intent? Both should take effect simultaneously. So what do you do with the animal? You wait till it gets a mum, and then you sell it off, divide the value. Half of the money is you purchase an Ola, and half the money you purchase a Shlomim. That's Rabbi Yossi. So that's so if you go according to the conclusion, what did he mean? He meant nothing. I want to be a Nazir. Minad Dvelo. But there's no, right? Minad Grog, there's no such thing. The answer is, so what did he say? He said nothing. So according, he said, you have the neder, but simultaneously he's undoing it by the conclusion of his statement. Right? Therefore it's nothing. Right? So when we say the same thing, Beishamai, by the conclusion of his words, the answer is because he was like Rameir. Because if you go according to the conclusion, so what did he end up saying? What did he say? What? According to Beishamai, what did he say if you go according to the conclusion of his words? He said nothing. Right. But so the answer, he holds like Rameir. We say, when a man makes a statement, it has to have some value. So the only way we give value is by saying A, and what B is unrelated to A. Okay? Became a Hareini Nozir, Havalei Nozir. So the moment he says Hareini Nozir. So the moment he says Hareini Nozir, he's immediately a Nozir. So Ki Komen min Agrugs min Advelo, when he continued Litshule Hutkosi. Wait a second. So, but the question is, but when he concluded, what did he said min. So that means he's retracting. He wants to retract. Wait, so why can't he? No, so everybody agrees with you. Nazir has the status of Hegdish because it says Kodesh Yeh. A Nazir, when he becomes, it says Kodosh. Reishame holds that if you consecrate an animal, even mistakenly, You can't undo it.
Right.
Even if you go to a chacham, you cannot undo the neder. What? Even to Ochdei Dibur. Even to Ochdei Dibur. It's effective. Once it's effective, you can't undo it. Okay? The cave in a Shela Behegdish ain't Shela Ben Nazirus. Beis Hillel, Sabri Reb Shimon. Beis Shammai holds like Reb Shimon, Nan. Reb Shimon Poter, Shlo Isnadi, if Kiderach Misnadi, he didn't express it properly. Right? Right? The question is like this. If a person is, a mincha is normally, let's say, from wheat. And he says, Hareini, Hareel mincha min hasorim, from barley.
It has relevance.
No, there is a certain mincha, but what's the ordinary mincha? Nothing. So that means he didn't express himself properly. So it's nothing.
Right.
So it's going to be an argument. We'll see. He holds like Reb Shimon, shel misnadim kerech misnadvim. 1 second. Mastis lo ki aitano. He says, our mission is not going like this Tano. The Tanya, Reb Nosson Omer, Beishamir, Noder vin Nozir. You hear this? Beishamir says it's both. It's both. He's a Nozir and a Neder. Two things. He's not permitted to drink wine, and also he's not permitted to eat figs. Beis Hillel, Omrim, Noder ve'in Nozir. Yeah, it's a Neder, but not Nozir. So what are they arguing? So we're arguing, we're not saying, which means the conclusion only reveals what he meant. What I meant, Nozir, I meant Minagrogris. The Shammai says no. You're a Nodur and a Nozir, both. The Shammai Sabo the Reb Meir, Uch Reb Yehuda. He holds like Reb Meir Reb Yehuda. 1 second. Ubeisil Sabo the Reb Yossi. He holds like Reb Yossi. What's this? Let's see Rashi in Amid Aleph. Beishamai, the Sabri Noder min agrogris v'nozer min ayayin. Two things. He's not permitted to eat figs, and he's not permitted to drink wine. So the Reb Meir, Eino the Motzi Dvov Levatolo, became Doma Haredi Nozir, Hariza Nozir. V'havi naming Noder min agrogris, Sabado Reb Yehuda Doma Sheoser Lov Kekorban. Maybe we treat it like he said korban, right? Ukatoni umastis katoni the Beishamai Sabri Nozir v'lo sulo. The Mishnah says, according to Beishamai, he's a Nozir and what? And not the other thing. Beisilu Sabri Noder min agrogris velo ve'eno Nozir min ayayin. Mishum the Neder upischuimo. Because in terms of Nozir, he clearly meant, he revealed what did Nozir mean. He doesn't want to be Nozir min ayayin. Umastis katoni the Beisilu omrim eno Nozir bein the Reb Yehuda bein letanakama. The day I leave it to Beisilo, ain't noder, ain't nothing. According to the Bryce, the Mishnah we just quoted, Beisilo holds it is a neder. Our Mishnah says he's not a Nazir, it's not a neder, it's nothing. Okay?
So who's saying that?
We're just quoting a Mishnah.
So who says that?
It's Machloks Tanoim we're quoting a Bryce. Reb Nosson, this is Reb Nosson Amid Beis. Turn the Beis on top. Reb Nosson is according to Beis Shammai, you're A and B. According to Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel, you're B and not A. Our Mishnah says, according to Beis Hillel, you're nothing. Since the Machloks Tanoim, how to learn the argument between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel? According to our Mishnah, Beis Shammai holds what? You're a Nozir min ayayin, not min agrogris. According to Beis Hillel, nothing. According to the Bryce, according to Beis Shammai, it's A and B. According to Beis Hillel, it's just neder. Okay, good. Lishna Achrina, another version of this. Another version. Amri lo Reb Nosson. Amri lo. Reb Nosson Beis Shammai omrim nodir ve'enu nozir. You hear this? Reb Nosson says, according to Beis Shammai, it's only neder and not. So omrim lo nodir ve'lo nozir. Why? Because Beis Shammai Reb Yehuda. Or Beis Hillel Reb Shimon. Beis Shammai is going like Reb Yehuda, like he says. It's like saying Harei like Konam, Korban. And he's going like Reb Shimon. Tinan Hosam, what is it? Person says, I accept himself a mincha to bring from Sorim, from barley. The meal offerings normally, 99% of meal offerings are from what? There's only one meal offering that an individual could bring as a donation. What is that? A woman's a sota. She's a suspected adulteress, but everybody else, any individual, there's only one kind of carbon to bring, wheat. right? Or you have the omer. The omer is that's a communal offering. But on a private level, there's only wheat. So what do you bring? See, if he said Minsorim, you should say it's nothing, right? Because he's not. But yet it says, according to Tanakama, Omer mincha lahavi min asorim yovim min hachitim. He brings chitim. He brings, because since it's harei Omer, harei mincha mincha. Sorim doesn't fit, so it doesn't fit. That's like saying nozim in agrogris, right? He brings wheat. Of course, he said, I'm going to bring a meal offering. Now the question, but you said barley, but before he said barley, it's like saying, I'll be a Nazir, not eat dates, not eat figs. But since he first said, I want to be a Nazir, what is a Nazir? Wine. So therefore, Beishamai says, what is it? You're a Nazir, you're not permitted to drink wine. What about he says, Kemach? I'll bring a mincha of Kemach. Kemach is unrefined flour. Every mincha was refined flour. Yavi Solis, he brings fine flour. Shlo b'shemen and levona. If he says, I'll bring a meal offering which doesn't have oil or spice, a certain spice, yivena b'shemen levona, because that's the chatzi sarim, which is less than the amount, right? Yavi sarim sholem, he brings a full amount, full measure. Isarim mechza. What about if he says, I'll bring 1.5 times? There's no such thing. It's isarim, so what's mechza? Yavi shnayim. That's the Tanakama. So according to the Tanakama, even though he didn't express himself properly, but since he first said mincha, it obligates him to bring the full mincha. So therefore, who are we going to attribute to Beishamai? Beishamai is going like the Tanakama, right? Hareini nozim in agrogris. Figs have no relevance, but did you say first Hareini nozir? So even though you didn't express yourself properly, you're bound by the first part of the statement. Reb Shimon poter. Reb Shimon says, no, you don't have to bring any meal offering. Because there's no meal offering from barley, there's no meal offering that's less than this certain measure, and there's no meal offering without oil and spice. Why? Because he didn't express it as one normally brings the korban. Okay? So it's very good. So Beishamai goes like the Tanakama, that you have to bring it, and Beis Hillel goes like Reb Shimon. Man Tana D'Chiomar. Now, who's the Tana who says, Harelai mincha min asorim, maybe min achitim? Right? The Tanakama. Tanakama is anonymous in our Mishnah, correct? In this Mishnah we just quoted. Reb Shimon argues, right? Tanakama, we just read a Mishnah. Person says, Harelai mincha min asorim, he brings min achitim. Right? Reb Shimon argues. But who do I attribute the Tanakama to? Right? It's anonymous. Okay? So that's Chizkiah. So it says, Man tanot chiyom hariyah. No, not minority. Not minority. Why is it minority? You're into the minorities. The minorities in this world. No. First of all, Tanakam is usually the majority opinion. The anonymous opinion is always the majority opinion. First, that's only when it's a Stam Mishnah, where there's no name mentioned at all in the Mishnah. Right here, there is a name. Reb Shimon's arguing with the Tanakama. Right? There's Reb Shimon. Okay? So it says, Man Tana D'Chi Omar Yalai Mincha Min Asorim Maybe Min Achitim Ama Chizkiah. So Chizkiah says what we just said. The Machlok Shnuya. This is the Machlokas which we have. Beishamai Ubeishamai. It's going like this anonymous opinion is Beishamai. Why? Lavami Beishamai Min Agrogs Min Advei Lo Havei Nozir. Just if he says, Hareini Nozir Min Agrogs Min Advei Lo, I should be a Nozir from figs or pressed figs. What does Rishama say in the Mishnah? What does he say? He says he's a Nazir.
Yeah.
So therefore he says, I'll bring a mincha from Sorim. So it's like saying the same thing. Yeah. Not a mistake. It's not a mistake.
No, he would bring the right thing.
He brings the right thing. So just as he says, when he says Harini Nazir min agrogris, he's a Nazir from wine. Identically here, when he says I'm bringing a mincha from Sorim, he has to bring it min achitim. That's Chizkiah. Rabbi Yochanan, no. Rabbi Yochanan argues with Chizkiah. Afilu tema divrei hakol. Even Beis Hillel could agree to this. Listen to this. Ba'omer, ili ho yisi yodea she'nojin kach, lo nodati kach. Yeah, he says, if I would have known, he said, if I would have known that you can't bring mincha from what's it called? I would have said I'd bring it from chitim. So there he went and he clarified what he meant. He said, I didn't mean what I said I didn't mean. I meant, right? 1 second. Okay, go. Yeah, but factually he didn't say it. Factually he didn't say it. 1 second. Da fil bisl mode bod yov min achitim afishlo is not min asoirim. Ko chama lekach is nadapti soirim. She says shemivin min amintcha mehen abol ilo yisidesh nojen lechitim lo nadati soirim hilkoch lo gome benavshi lasi midi dvar chiyuva. When it's like hilkoch gome benavshi lasi midi dvar chiyuva the hochi yov min achitim. Saying like this. When the man says, I'm bringing mincha from Sorim, so they say to him, by the way, you can't bring it. He says, what I meant to say was, I want to bring a mincha from what I'm supposed to. I made a mistake. So if that's the case, he says, I want to bring a mincha. He's qualifying what he said. Understand? Really, when he said min hasorim, it was totally separate. Let's say a person would say, I'll bring a mincha. Whatever that means, you have to bring it. He wanted to be a little more expressive. He said min hasorim. Which, of course, he thought he says, I made a mistake. But sorim is barley. But he says, I made a mistake. But what did I want? I wanted to bring a mincha. No, he said mincha. I want to bring a mincha. Did he have to explain from what? He didn't have to explain. That was really, so that's extra. So because he explained what he meant, that's the reason. So even Basil agrees. Over there, when he said, Reini Nozim in Agrogris, he meant that. I want to be a Nazir from figs. You know something, you say to a person, you can't make up your own type of Nazir. Nazir is only one kind of Nazir from wine. He didn't say afterwards, oh, I made a mistake, I thought it was figs. He didn't say that. He said, no, that's the kind of Nazir I want to be. So if that we say, you know something, you didn't say it right. That's the case you're not a Nazir. Because there's no such thing as a Nazir from figs. Okay? 1 second. So Chizkiah has to restate his case. So if according to Rabbi Yochanan, he's right. So what's even the consideration? Chizkiah attributing the Tanakama to Beis Shammai. Lo shon elo sham min hasorim. Avol omer min hadashim. If he would have said sorim, because you do find a korban, you hear this. You find sorah. Who brings a sorah? A sota. She brings it. You have a communal offering, you bring it from barley. What if he says, I want to bring a mincha from lentils? It doesn't exist. So that's like saying, Nazir with figs. It's not within the running, you understand? At least when he says, I want to bring it from barley. Barley, he said, I made a mistake. I thought, as that, I could also, no, he say, you know, no. He says, no, what I meant, I want to bring a mincha. But if he says, I want to bring a mincha from Adashim, barley, where did you pick this one up? Well, I want to bring that kind of mincha. You can't say it's a mistake. Because where's he coming from? See, where you say, he says barley, there is a mincha you can bring from barley. There's a communal offering you bring from barley. A woman's a sota, suspected adultery is bring barley. So he thought he could also bring that. We said, by the way, no. He says, you know something, the truth is I want to bring a mincha. But if he says, I want to bring from lentils, that means you want to create your own mincha. There's no such thing. Therefore, it's nothing. So that would be similar to what? Saying, I want to be a Nazir from figs. Where do you pick up figs? Figs have no relevance to Nazir. So that has to do with the Bechloks B'Sham B'Sila. So, here, that's it. So, Michti Chizkiah said, Mikam, 1 second. Kach, Lo Shon Elo Sham Min HaSorim. When do we say Min HaSorim? He's a Nazir, he has to bring a mincha according to Tanakama. That's only Min HaSorim. Avod Min HaDashim. But if he would say from lentils, Lomar Klum. So Michti, Chizkiah, come on. Mukim Lo Lamasnisin. So who does he attribute the Mishnah to? To Beis Shammai. So he's going to have to attribute the Mishnah to Beis Shammai. Right? The anonymous opinion. Someone asks, come on, Mukim Lo Lamasnisin to Beis Shammai. We said the Tanakam is Beis Shammai. How could it be? Right? Why do you say it? We say he's that. He brings a mincha. Tanakama says, one second. Kiman mukilo lemastisin, the menochos kibei shamai. Yeah, one second. He's asking, according to the Mishnah, our Mishnah says, Chizkiah learns out, Mishnah says, a person is already knows min advelo. Right? What is he? Min agrogris. Beishamai says he's a Nazir. That's clear. Beishamai says he's a Nazir. So, and he says, but if you would say, Hareini Nazir, Hareini mincha min adashim, it's nothing. Right? Dashim and lentils. So he says, what are you talking about? He says, the Mishnah in Menachos that it says, he said he only meant min asor, but if you're adashim, would be nothing. He says, how could it be? Adashim is the equivalent of figs. According to Beishamai, if he says from figs, he's a Nazir from wine. So why, when he says mincha min adashim, he also have to bring a mincha, right? Just as figs have no relevance to Nazir, and Beishamai says nevertheless he's bound as a Nazir. So when he says, I want to bring a mincha from lentils, why should lentils be worse than figs for Nazir? Right? So we have a problem with Chizkiah. Chizkiah is a problem. Right? That's the worst question on Chizkiah. Mechizkiah kama mukul l'mastis and Beishamai. Vo adashim l'gabi mincha grogs l'gabi nozi domu. The Tanakam is going like Beishamai. When he says min asorim, he's what? He brings the mincha. But if he says from lentils, he doesn't. I come Beishamai having nazir. So Mar says, Hodabei Chizkiah. Here he retracted. He retracted his statement. He says, I made a mistake. If a person, according to this person, is Hareini Nozim min Adashim, Mincha min Adashim, he'll bring it. He has to bring a mincha. Why? Because that's like saying, I want to be a Nazir from figs. So the Mar said, my Hodabei. Why? So the Mar asked, now, why did he retract? He didn't have to retract. Why do you read? V'amai hodar. Pirsh, imay dekoma mastisin de menoches k'veishamai mukelo k'Rabbi Yochanan le'omer. Right? That it's speaking about. He says, if I would have known, according to Rabbi Yochanan, he said it was a retraction. He says, if I would have known that you can't bring from Seorim, I would have brought it from Chitim. Right, that's how Rabbi Yochanan interpreted the Mishnah. It's going like Beis Hillel. So he says, Amai Hodabei. Why? Omer of Maslisik Shisei. He had the Mishnah. My year, Tony min Asor, listed min Adashim. It's Poshet, right? It's obvious. If actually, according to Chizkiah, if we're going to equate, as we said, if Adashim is the equivalent of figs, so what does the Mishnah Melcha say? The person says, Harei mincha min asorim, you bring from chitim. The Mishnah should say a greater chiddush. Person says, Harei mincha min adashim, you bring min achitim. Why did they say that? So it's clear that what? It's no good. It's clear the Mishnah is not going like Beishamai. It's clear it's not going like Beishamai. Correct? If with the Mishnah in Menachos, which says, Harei mincha min asorim, is going like Beishamai, so it should tell me even a greater chiddush. He should say, Harei alai mincha min adashim. Right? It should work, because it's no worse than say, Hareini nozim min agrogris. It's like saying, I'll be a nazir from figs. It says he's a nazir from wine.
So if they build the whole thing out, then it has to be like that.
So therefore we have to say, it's like Hillel, but it can be, you have to say it's going like Rabbi Yochanan explained it. The person says, if I would have known I made a mistake, I would have said something else. No, but it can't go like Beishamai. Under any circumstance, it can't go like Beishamai. Beishamai says by Nazir. Nazir has no relevance to figs. And yet he says a person is already Nazir from figs, he is a Nazir from wine. So why should, when it comes to Nachos, why should it be any different? Even though lentils have no relevance to Mincha, it should be no different than figs to be a Nazir. As he says, Omer Bashnisik Shisek. He had the Mishnah difficult. My yiri the Tony Minasorim. What does the Mishnah Menachos say? He says, Hareini mincha mina sorim, listening mina dashim. And l'sova k'chiski kikom beishamai hosam k'Reb Yehuda. It's going like Reb Yehuda. 1 second. Kikoma beishamai hosam k'Reb Yehuda. 1 second. Yeah. Kikom beishamai hosam k'Reb Yehuda. Reb Yehuda is our Mishnah. What does Reb Yehuda conclude? That factually he is a Nazir speaking where he said Harei like korban. Chizki is learning Korban beishamai like Reb Yehuda. Said it's like Harei olai korban. Reb Yochanan Oma afilu temadashim. Hear this? He says no. By mincha, even if he says Harei like kadashim, so we have it difficult. But it says in the Mishnah, Harei olai min asorim. It says in the Mishnah, person Harei olai mincha min asorim. He brings min achitim. So we're saying, should say a bigger chiddush. It's a correction. So Reb Yochanan says, even if he said adashim. So if it's even adashim, what does it say? Chitim, asorim. Omer Reb Yochanan, the Omak Omer Elai Yodim Shei Nojim Kach Lo Ndatikach El Lekach. This is what he said. L'dvar of the Chizkiyu the Kamer. Ad my Tamako Harder Speak. Well, why did you retract? Chizkiyu originally wanted to learn his going like Beishamai, correct? And he said, but not min adashim. But then he realized he made a mistake because if it works by Nazir, it should work here by mincha. Mishum de Kotoni min adashim. Right? Loka Omer, my time in the Kohadjus Mishum the Lokta, because it doesn't say min adashim, it says min asorim. He says no. So he says, I can answer the question on the way you said. Rabbi Yochanan is speaking to Chizkiyu. Chizkiyu had no reason to retract. Dilma lomi boykoma. Lomi boykoma min adashim the maisi mincha ma'al yisur. The ikolmeima meder kohodabek. V'tov slosharishin. Hear this. We say, ain't the most important about Torah. A person doesn't speak nonsense. So he'd say, when a person says, Harei mincha min adashim. He said there's not even a consideration adashim. So the person definitely meant A, did not mean B. But what about sorim is a type of mincha? Even though you can't bring it. Maybe there, I say, he wanted this. He didn't want anything else. See, here he only said adashim, because he thought adashim. He made a mistake. So if we say, a person doesn't speak nonsense, waste his time. So he meant A, he didn't mean B. But what about if he said min asorim? It's not so simple. Because maybe he meant, I want this type of mincha. So we say it's not possible, so then it's nothing. Right? He definitely retracted why Tov Sloshen Rishon. What did he mean to say? If it'll be the equivalent of a korban omer, tiktosh, that's what he meant to say. If it'll be like a minchas omer, which is a communal offering, but it's a barley offering, the omer, or it's going to be like the suspected adulteress, which is sorim, then I want it to be. I don't want it to be. So I would say, therefore, there's less likelihood that it should be a mincha. That's the chiddush. That's how Rabbi Yochanan is saying to Chizkiyu, he had no reason to retract. The way you want to learn the Mishnah, it's not a refutation on you. He originally wanted to learn the Mishnah in Melacha. It says, Harei olai mincha min asorim. He brings himself mincha from barley. So it says in the Mishnah, he brings from chitim. So originally he wanted to say that it's going like Beishamai. Right? But he said, but if we would say from lentils, not. Right? Then he says, no, from lentils also. But he says, it can't be. Because if it's going from lentils, right, Because that's not a consideration, is what it is, but it's wrong. What I'm saying is wrong, because the Mishnah says you can be a Nazir from what? From Grogris. The answer is no. There's no comparison. It's not comparable. Here we're saying, when he says, Hareini Nazir, Harei Alai Mincha, lentils, it's of a poshut. That is, he has to bring a mincha. The Chiddush is min ha'asorin, because he could have said it's a conditional. If I could bring a mincha like a sota, or like korban omer, then I'm agreeable. If not, I don't want it. On that, the Mishnah says, no, that's not his intention. We say, he meant, I want a mincha. Therefore, if it can't be A, it should be B. Yeah. Good. Let's see further. Omar Omra Porazu Harini Naziro. Now this is a funny thing. Imo Medis Ani Omer Hadeles Harzeh Harini Naziro. Im Niftachani. So he says, it's like the guy is in a semi Omra Pora. So he said, Pora Vutzel Fonav, Omra Kibdumali Kisfur Pora Sheino Medis Olam. Al Yidei Odom Harini Nazir Mimeno Mipsora. Skaim Machshavto Shtei Omedis Me'eleo. Okay, let's see what this means. Omar, he said, Omra Porazu Harini Naziro Im Omedis. It's the Aleph. Omar Adelze Harini Nazir. Harini Nazira im Niftachani. Vishami Omrim Nazir. Vishom Einu Nazir. Afkshom Vishami Lo Omrim Eluk Shomer Hari Porazu Alai Korban im Omedasi. It's like fantasizing over here. One second. What do you say over here? Omar, the Parah said, I'm a Naziro if I stand up. Imo Medesani. Omer, Hadela Sazeh Hareini Naziro im Niftachani. Vishamar Nozbi Eino Nozir. Yeah. If you go, he says, the Gemara explains it this way. You have a cow which is crouched. And the person says, he says, it seems to be nobody could stand up this cow. It's too heavy to pick up. And he says, I am Nazir from its flesh if it doesn't get up. What's base? Im Tiskain Machshavto. Shdei Omedis Me'eleo El Ani Elech V'Amideno. V'Shamei L'Shtosan. Yeah. So over here, what he meant, Naziro, he didn't mean to say that he's a Nazir. I am a Nazir off limits from its flesh. He says, Nazira Mibsora. Right? So we're getting involved. Same argument, Mishami Silo. It's like Hareini Nazir Minagrogris. It's like saying, Hareini Nazir, I am a Nazir, I'm off limits from its flesh if it stands up. Right? Right now, the animal is crouched. If it stands up, I'm a Nazir from its flesh. Beis Shammai says he's a Nazir. How could he be a Nazir? There's no Nazir from flesh. No. The word Nazir means wine, and this is flesh. The answer is it's the equivalent of the previous Mishnah. It's like Hareini Nazir min agrogris. So therefore, Beis Shammai says Nazir. So no Nazir. It's not a Nazir. What does Rabbi Yehuda? Rabbi Yehuda says the same thing. When is he not permitted to eat its flesh? He's not a Nazir. Rabbi Yehuda says factually he's not a Nazir. But what did he say? He said Harei olai korban. So the imomedetzi, if it stands up, it should be a korban. Right now the animal crouched, because I believe its flesh is permitted to me. But if it should stand up, it's forbidden to me, like a korban. Okay? But what, is he a Nazir? He's not a Nazir. It's the same argument. The previous Mishnah, we had an argument. Person says, Hareini Nazir min agrogris. What does Beis Shammai say? He's a Nazir from wine.
Right.
What does Rabbi Yehuda says? No. But what did he say? What are they saying in Beis Shammai? He said, Harei like korban. If he said Harei the korban, then he's not permitted to eat the figs. He didn't say that, then what he said is nothing. There's no argument Beis Shammai Beis Hillel. Same thing here. He says, the animal's flesh, I'm a Nazir from its flesh. So according to the Tanakh before the version, what does that mean? I'm a Nazir, and I can't eat its flesh. So we say, since a person doesn't say nonsense, he's a Nazir, and he's permitted to eat its flesh. Beis Hillel says it's nothing. Because Nazir is not flesh, because we say a person always goes according to the conclusion of his words. Since flesh has no relevance to Nazir, it's nothing. Rabbi Yehuda says, Beis Shammai never said such a thing. The Beis Shammai, when he said its flesh is off limits, because he said, Harei like korban. Its flesh should be to me like a korban. Okay? Someone says, Parami kumishtayo. I mean, he's saying, if the Torah says, if I stand up, right? He says, Omra Porazu, Hareini Nazirim Omedasani. The Torah says, I will be a Nazir if I stand up. Someone asks, what? Since when does a cow speak? I mean, if you go read the words literally, what does it say? Omar, the man says, Omra Porah, the Porah said, I will be a Nazira if I stand up. So the Gemara asks, Porah bikum shtay, Omar Chama hoche, my skin and go shehoisa Porah vutz lefonim. This is what's happening. An animal is crouched. V'omar kispura Porah zu eno medicine. It seems this Porah, this cow's not budging. It's not moving. And he says, Hareini nozi mibsora imamda. If this animal now, cow, will stand up by itself, then I make myself a Nazir from its flesh. That was what he said. V'amda. And subsequently it stands up. Now, is he permitted to eat its flesh? Or is he a Nazir? Is he a Nazir? Beis Shammai says he's not permitted to drink wine. Because from its flesh is like saying from figs. Right? Beis Hillel shitasa, and Beis Hillel is consistent. It's nothing. Just as from figs is nothing, from its flesh is also nothing. Just as earlier when he said from figs or from pressed figs, he says he's a Nazir. Somewhere asks, so what do we have to have two Mishnahs saying the same thing? No. It's redundant.
Yeah.
Rabbi Yehuda Nossi doesn't have to say two Mishnahs which saying exactly the same thing. V'amru Beis Shammai charazimna. Right, he already said it before. Omar Rova Tarti Tlas. V'chein Toni Reb Chia Tarti Tlas. Chein Omer Boshe Tarti Tlas. No, each case has to be stated. No, you have to say it twice and even three times. Why? You know why he's not talking nonsense? What he says, because they're both fruits. A grape is a fruit, a fig's a fruit. People, they confuse the two. So when he said grogris, he meant grapes. Does a person confuse meat with grapes? Harini nozi says mirabosa. You know something? That's nonsense. That's nonsense. So if it's nonsense, what is it? I'd say it's nothing. So v'yibne beho, and if let's say you have meat and what? Hocha hu do'ami b'shama have a nozi b'bsoro v'chamro. I'll say he's two things. He's not permitted to eat meat, and also he's not permitted to have wine. Avo grogs and velo lo, but grogs and velo, what? I'd say lo. What's grogs and velo? Kamash malon. Rega. Michlem Adodi, the pair of Michlaf, Yislu Beishamai, the Kinu and Naziris, Vib it Mebosel, who they have been a Hachu, the Amishama having knows Bisr Vachamro or Chayudinchi, the Amri Badi Adodi. Bam to Lohi, Klamem, Kim Bisr, Commandi Omar, Commandi, he says like this. When he said when a person eats meat, right? Normally you drink wine with meat. So when he said meat, he didn't mean meat, he meant wine. But if you're saying figs, what does figs have to do with wine? I'd say it's nothing. Right? Dulabi badi yayin. So therefore I'd say it's nothing. Therefore it says no. When he says that, also it's good. What's the third case? Because when you have basar, you have wine. If I only have these two cases, what would it Hani the Kamri Bishamai? Avol Deles, the third case in the Mishnah is the door. If the door says, if I will open, I will be a Nazir. When the door speaks, what does that mean? Model Basil mean, he says, Avol Deles, Model Basil, that's nothing. I'm a Nazir if the door opens. Now what's the case of Delis? Yeah. What's the case of Delis? What do you say about a door? Okay, stop.